The gold of the early sun. To be continued. Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Alchemy League Season 3 cast, welcome to Alchemy League Season 4 casting with Cookie Pirate. It's been a little while since I've done this. But yes, we are in Season 4. We're in Alaska. Hope everybody is enjoying their weekend so far. Let's go ahead and switch to the screen here. So today we have a set from round 2, actually. I've skipped all of the round 1 matches, I think except one, and I might do that tomorrow. But today we have Sprint 1, round 2, and we've got Biscuits, also known as the Mighty Space Fruit, versus Jasuni. Alright, so I've got the map draft. Let me get some other music going. And when I said to be continued, that song that I opened up with, first the credit goes to the Alaska Chamber Singers for the rendition of the Alaska State Anthem, the Alaska's flag. They've done an awesome job with it. That's an older version that they did. They have a newer version available on YouTube. I highly recommend you go check it out if you like the song. It's absolutely beautiful. The orchestra piece that was kind of the intro on the opening screen is Grieg's Piano Concerto in A minor. It's the second movement, is in D flat major, but that recording stopped halfway through, so I'm going to play the second half when I close out the stream. Let me get some other music up. Alright. Let's see how that's going there. If it's too quiet or too loud, let me know, and I'll adjust it. That should be okay there. So, Alchemy League Season 4, what's different from 3 other than the maps? We're doing map draft. So there is a map of the week, just like there was in Season 3. But instead of loser picking the next map, or I should say loser of the first game, picking the next map, players actually take turns discarding 3, and then the one remaining is the second map that'll be played in the set. So today, for round 2, Chandelar Lake, which it was made by Jasuni, or not by Jasuni, I'm sorry, by Zetnus, is the map of the round, so that will be the first game. Mighty Space Fruit has discarded Columbia, Kodiak, and Denali, and Jasuni discarded Chena Hot Springs, Kenai Peninsula, and Utqiagvik, and that means the second map is going to be Yukon Gold Rush, and coincidentally, maybe, Yukon Gold Rush was actually made by Jasuni, so it's kind of neat that we get to see him play on his own map in the tournament. I think he's the only map maker who is also a player in this round of the league, or in this season of the league. So there's the map draft. Let me go ahead and take a look at the Civ draft real quick. I'm going to get that pulled up. It's been a little while since I've done this, so bear with me. And if I have any technical difficulties, please don't hesitate to let me know. And now, do I have to switch the tab here? Aha! Now, there we go. Alright, so Mighty Space... I can't get over that. Mighty Space Fruit has banned the Georgians, the Portuguese, and the Byzantines. And either right before or right after that came up, Tech Chariot in chat says he will probably pick Portuguese again. But nope, Mighty Space Fruit has banned them. And the Byzantines. Jasuni himself is banning the Armenians, the Goths, and the Mongols. Interesting. I'll go ahead and pull the players' stats up real quick. Not stats, but I should say their standings for like Elo and stuff like that. a lot of people have handicap in round 2. There's a lot of matchups where the elo difference is, it looks like over 150 difference people are getting handicapped. So Jasuni is a 5% handicap, is the lower seed against Biscuits, who's the higher seed, of course. Okay. There's that. Got a nice little Alaska flag waving in the background. He knows Jasuni's favorite civs. Yeah. I have knowledge about the opponent. That could definitely play an effect. Alright, we switch to the Capture Age view. Perfect. It is up, and here we go. Welcome to Alchemy League Season 4, folks. This is Chandelier Lake, made by Zetnus. This is the one of 2 maps where there is a seasonal variation that actually changes the gameplay. There are several maps that have some seasonal variation just for show. But this map and the map of the round 1, Utkiagvik, also has a seasonal variation that drastically changes the gameplay of the map, but I would say this impacts it even to a greater extent. So, Chandelier Lake is based on a real-world location, of course, but it's based on a very specific real-world location. And going through researching different places in Alaska that I thought could make some cool maps, I said, I really want to see somebody make Chandelier Lake, and Zetnus has done a fantastic job with it. The lake is shaped kind of like an L or a boomerang, and it can vary in its arrangement. So it could go this way, it could go that way, it could be at the top or the bottom of the map. The major thing about it is in winter the lake is frozen over, it is not dockable, it is not navigable, but you can build mills on the ice, and then there's just some little cracks in the ice to where you'll be able to collect fish. Of course, you can't build docks, so you can't do fishing ships. I don't believe that that would allow you to do fish traps either, but what it does allow you to do is drop a mill and have your villagers go and cast net the shorefish and bring them in. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup here. It's Italians versus Italians, so this is going to be easy. Whoever plays the Italians better is going to win the match. It makes my life a little bit easier. Italians, Condotieros, Genoese crossbowmen, they're good archer civ. But there's a number of different options here. Now, players start very close together on this map. Dangerously close, however, the group of the trees here that separates them kind of can be walled off for a little bit of protection. You start with an Eagle Scout. And I heard Jasuni's Eagle Scout under attack. Yeah, as he's coming over to explore the mighty space fruit. I can't get over that name. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so Jasuni's Scout is down to just over half health. Tech, I fully agree with you. This one turned out well. I personally, nobody's seen it yet. I believe this is the first game that anybody will be watching on this map. There is a summer version. I'm not going to spoil it because we're going to see it later. We'll talk about it. I actually prefer the summer version of this map, just from a personal standpoint. Because the lake is, well, in summer, the lake is not frozen over. And Zetnus did an absolutely fantastic job rendering the lake in the summer version. But he did it. That's not to detract from how well he did with the winter version, too. It's a beautiful map all around. And it got second place in the overall map contest. And very rightfully so. At least second place. It could have won. It was close. So, anyway, as I was saying here, with the players being so close together, I think you can see some pretty aggressive strategies. Jasuni going to the wood line... Or no, I'm sorry, this is Mighty Space Fruit. Going to the wood line further forward. Jasuni's going to the wood... not really a wood line, but the clumps of trees further back. He is also taking advantage of the ability to build a mill on the ice. And he's actually killed a bear. And, oh, look at that. Oh, did he seriously? Oh, wow. So the mighty space fruit just lamed one of Jasuni's geese. Well, he took a couple whacks from the villagers in retaliation. But he harvested. I really like this. The mill is placed, so Jasuni was able to kill the bear. These special bears are not like the regular bears. They're basically boars that are really tough, that have a bear skin, but they provide food. They do attack on sight, but they won't chase you across the map. They're on defensive stance, so they'll turn away if you run from them, but if you continue to pursue them, they'll attack and they'll probably kill you pretty fast. Mighty Space Fruit is just really hanging out over here to see what Jasuni's up to, but he's taken full advantage of the fish out here on the ice, and that's really good utilization of the resources. Further back where it's a little bit safer, we have a barracks from Jasuni and a mining camp. Look over here. There's a barracks. So I'm expecting that we'll see this walled off, but the Mighty Space Fruit's going up. Jasuni is to only about a 10-8 second difference. Yeah, Tech, I covered that, the handicap. Jasuni is 5% handicap over Biscuits, or Mighty Space Fruit. Excuse me. Now mining camp, and oh well, yeah, he does have it back here too. Jasuni's taking a little bit of a gamble going forward with the stone, or the gold right here. It is the larger pile. I would have built the camp over here. Oh, you know what? He may not be able to. The ice. Yeah. Should have been able to put it back here though, where the stone is. Kind of between the two, but I guess if you're prioritizing gold, that's not a bad location for it. This is safer back here, and that is what it looks like. Well, actually, his two clumps are kind of right forward. Look at this, 2 mills on the ice for Mighty Space Fruit. And he's building a third, really taking advantage of the fish over here. We might call him Mighty Space Fish for the rest of this game, as much of an advantage as he's taking of that. Oh, bad jokes aside. Alright, Mighty Space Fruit has Man-at-Arms and Double-Bit Axe. It looks like he is also just trying to, like, short wall in his mining and his... Uh-oh. What do we got? Oh, wow. And, yeah, that may not be too good. We got a couple men-at-arms up here kind of harassing villagers. But no, he doesn't actually kill any. He just, I think he tries to intimidate and pull back. Although he's... Oh, no. Yeah, I was going to say, just rang the bell, but then he ungarrisoned it. Oh, and look at that. Jasuni's already going up to castle. His mill is under attack. Oh, yeah, just a passing. Take a whack at the mill. There's the second one, but his villagers are going far out. This is dangerous. And this could be... Nope, they're turning back. I was going to say that could be a bit of a problem back there. If he was able to take these two to find Jasuni's backwood. Fisherman under attack. Yeah. Now he's got archers from Mighty Space Fruit that are going to be causing a little bit of trouble for him. Yeah, it's just kind of chip shot some arrows into the barracks. But this is exposed, and this could be a problem. Now, he can't wander too far forward because of the ability to garrison. But, yeah, that's looking... That's looking a little bit dangerous for Jasuni. Just going to farming or taking wood. He's about to hit castle. So he's going to have a leg up going up. And that could do him a favor here. Alright, Jasuni has hit castle. And Mighty Space Fruit has not even clicked up yet, so... Jasuni has a little bit of an advantage right now. I'm gonna take advantage of that, and, but he's in a little bit of trouble. He's getting harassed. Jasuni has an eco death. Mighty Space Fruit getting at least one Vil kill. But I'm wondering, he's lost a few of his own. Jasuni just loses another villager. But I'm wondering, did Mighty Space Fruit get attacked by a bear? It's the only way that I could think of that he would have lost his villagers. And I didn't see it. And I wish I had. And I wish I'd noticed it early enough to point it out. As we're just kind of covering a lot of stuff at the moment, though. That is bad. So Jasuni's off of wood back here. Having to collect from... Nah, he's going pretty far back. Over here. Mighty Space Fruit has clicked up the castle. I'm trying to think where he might be. Is he trying to go back to the woods over here? Wow. That's a bit of a... Oh, you're gonna have to watch out. There's a wolf. That's an actual wolf. Predator wolf. Not modified. The bears are, but this is a true predator wolf. That'll have to be careful of. Does have a lot of villagers. Oh look, he's building a town center on the stone, the gold, and very close to the trees back here. I like that location for town center. In case he gets too much pressure from the Mighty Space Fruit over here, he at least has a little bit of a measure of safety back here. However, remember that on the winter version of this map, the ice is, well, it's totally walkable. I mean, just like pretty much all ice is. But it's buildable, but only mills. So, it does have a relative level of safety in that you can't build extremely aggressively. However, if he just wanted to build a few over here, if the Mighty Space Fruit wanted to build a few buildings over here and just basically have units walk across the ice to harass Jasuni back here, he could do that. In the summer version of the map, he'd have to go all the way around the lake, so this would be a safer location for Jasuni in the summer. So the winter, I think, poses more challenges, and I would say it plays more aggressively. I could be wrong. We have yet to see how the players do on the summer version of the map. But I'm just speculating. I think the winter version of this map is more aggressive. Because the water provides a little bit of a barrier in the summer that is basically negated in the winter. Deck says this map can be quite aggressive. I would say it's probably among the top... Oh, I don't know. I'd say it's probably among the top 3 in terms of how aggressive I believe this map is. Just because they start close together. But that's not always the case. Sometimes they start kind of at the ends of the lake. This is definitely a very aggressive seed of the map. We have crossbowmen from the Mighty Space Fruit. And Jasuni's archers are... yeah, they don't stand a chance. Oh, and I hear a wolf. Oh, he didn't lose a villager to the wolf, did he? I think that was harassment from these units going down. I heard somebody die. I think it was one of the archers getting killed by the crossbowmen. I don't think it was somebody going down to the wolf. So Mighty Space Fruit, based on this, Jasuni has no eco kills, but Mighty Space Fruit has 3 deaths. So he has probably lost what I would assume would be 3 villagers to probably the bear. Eagle Scout just running around. On all but I believe 2 of the maps, your starting scout is an Eagle Scout. Just to be themed because eagles are prominent in Alaska. We tried a couple other things. They just didn't really work out well, so we said, let's just be conservative and give an Eagle Scout, whereas the Eagle somewhat represents Alaska. And we'll always know, unless somebody's playing as one of the Mesoamerican civs, we'll always know if somebody has lost their starting scout by virtue of the Eagle Scout not being on the board. If you see an Eagle Scout and they're not a Mesoamerican civ, they still have their starting scout. That's how you can tell. We've got a Mangonel. And we have a Mangonel from Jasuni, and Jasuni takes damage. I don't know if he's going to win that right there. Crossbowman burning down some farms. Jasuni, welcome, man. I still think the Hunting Wolf would have worked out well. You know, I thought that that would be a pretty cool idea. I think Tech and I decided it was probably just a little bit too late to try to test it and make everybody change it. I believe. Oh yeah, so we've got a couple Mangonels just kind of taking pop shots here at this town center. He's got 9 villagers garrison in it, so this goes down. This could be this could be very costly for Jasuni. I do like a setup back here, but he's really on the back foot. Just Mighty Space for taking the commanding lead right now in terms of score and killing units. Just putting a lot of pressure on Jasuni. Maybe there are hunting wolves in Germany. Oh yeah, for Season 5 we're going to Germany. That's all I know about it. I don't know any of the maps. Has yet to be revealed. It's still in the very early planning stages. I think Season 4 is kind of setting a high bar. We really had 8 good maps for Season 4, but I'm confident that Season 5 will not be any less good. Yeah. That's not looking too good over here. He's got to be careful because he's running this way, but he's going to basically be trapped into a corner. Oh, look at that. Yeah, house. There's a castle. And the crossbowmen are just chasing. Oh my gosh, this is medieval terrorism right here. Oh man, are we gonna have a Vil fight? Let's see it. I want to see a Vil fight. Nah, they're just in each other's way. Haha. Oh. I'm not sure what's going on. They're all kind of walking together to the same spot. Oh, wow. He's trying to corner him. Oh, man. Oh, Jasuni got to fight back there. Oh, yikes. Well, of course they both have loom, but yeah, that one's going to go down. There's it's an outpost. Okay. Oh, now Jasuni's going to get a couple hits on these villagers. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Starting town center is gone. Crossbowmen and the Mangonels are just coming through and kind of wreaking havoc back here. And another castle. Oh, did he cancel his initial one? I think he did. Yeah. He did. He's putting the castle right here where Jasuni's starting base was. Jasuni with a defensive castle and a second town center over here. I like that. He doesn't really have a lot of space to work with. But it's going to be... I think this will be a decent fortification that may pose a little bit more difficulty for the mighty Space Fruit to take down. Over here, though, I mean, it's just taken off of resources big time. With this castle that mighty Space Fruit is putting up. Jasuni does not have a single military unit on the board. And he is outnumbered basically 2-1 in terms of eco units. This is looking pretty rough. Jasuni just doesn't really have much in terms of sustained. I mean, he's got some wood, he's got a few farms. But he just really does not have much in terms of an eco to really be able to get back on his feet and build back up. He's got a 12% idle eco time, almost 11 minutes of... or idle eco percentage, idle TC time, almost 11 minutes there. Space Fruit, Mighty Space Fruit with 1% and just over 2 minutes there. A significant difference in resources collected, no real way to equalize our position. No, you're definitely right there. Yeah, you've just been able to take way fewer resources. I really think walling this off early would have made a considerable impact. Yeah, kept losing the Mangonel traits. Yeah, and I like the fact that you were going to fight him basically with his own, you know, with his own choice of aggression with the Mangonels. But yeah, it wasn't, weren't able to win that, and unfortunately for Jasuni, he's basically literally pushed back into a corner. Mighty Space Fruit really taking command and control of the map. He's clicked up to Imperial. He's getting Wheelbarrow. Here's the Mangonel. Maybe he can get a... oh. Maybe he can get a pop shot on... ha! Yep, well, he got one. I have to try to get a few more than that, but that's a lot of crossbowmen, and these crossbowmen have bodkin arrow. So they are strong. And if they focus down the Mangonel, that could pose a problem. Let's try to kill a couple more. No. He's pulling him back. I'm seeing... oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing good micro of the crossbowmen from the Mighty Space Fruit. And Jasuni's Mangonels just keep going down, and it's... yeah. Oh my god. Now that's expensive. That's really expensive. A lot of idle villagers right here. Well, they're not idle per se, but they're holding stuff and they can't really do anything. Because the gold's almost gone. And... oh! Ah! I got another one. So the crossbowmen are pulling back. They can't really go forward because of the castle and the town centers. And we have a monastery. And my question is, while Jasuni does have one of the relics, where are the other relics? 2... 3... 4... and... wow, look at that. Oh, scale mail armor. Okay. And we've got chemistry coming up, Mighty Space Fortress. Mighty Space Fortress, Mighty Space Fruit has... I don't know why I said Fortress there. Has hit Imperial. I'm looking to see, I don't see a monastery for him. Oh, yes, yeah, here it is. And he has the 5th relic. Okay. Now that explains it. Cheeky man-at-arms under the town centers, yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, but look at this, going up to Arbalester, Thumb Ring, and Bracer, and yeah, that's gonna be... ah, that's gonna be pretty unstoppable. I've got to give Jasuni credit here for not quitting. I mean, he's definitely trying to get back on his feet and fight. But I think now with this, with Mighty Space Fruit hitting Imperial, now you got Trebuchets, you're up to Arbalesters, and these things are just going to melt units, and even some smaller buildings. Trebuchet's going to take the castle down, weaken the defenses, and then he's going to move in and basically take Jasuni down. Unless there's any sort of trick up his sleeve that I don't know about. Well, here come 2 Mangonels. We've got monks. Tech should be happy we've got monks. Now these mangonels gonna take this trebuchet down? No, they need to... Oh! Oh, man. Just from... How many are there? 38. 38 right there. Now we have condotieros. Now we have 38 arbalesters, and just the group of them one-shotted Jasuni's mangonels. That's bad. That's just like, that's filthy. 2 trebuchets gonna take that castle down. Jasuni's out of stone, so he can't repair it any further. You see the villagers in place. They're trying to keep the castle up. With him out of stone, that's no longer gonna happen. He has clicked up to Imperial, though. I can be stubborn and tend to err on the side of fighting a losing battle, which this had been for a while. Tech says Jasuni getting free information on his opponent. That is okay. I mean, there's kind of 2 sides to the coin. I think it's... Yeah, no, he calls the GG right there. Yeah, so Mighty Space Fruit gets the first win. Alright. So, regarding that, it's kind of 2 sides to the coin. Some people on a critical side would say, you know the game is over, why don't you just resign and not draw it out, and maybe in a more extreme, don't waste time. In a lesser extent of that side, it would be, don't draw it out when you know you're beyond the point of no return. But the question is, what is the point of no return? Jasuni very well could have thought he might have been able to get something together back here in the corner and get back on his feet and maybe kind of even it out a bit. And then on Tech's side, draw it out, see what your opponent's doing, take that information, and be better prepared to fight in Game 2. So I think they're both very valid stances. And I tend to be a middle-of-the-road person on a lot of things. And I don't even play the game, so I'm not gonna really say what's right or wrong in terms of that strategy. If you can call that a strategy. But it's almost more like game psychology to me. But anyway, Mighty Space Fruit wins the first game. And now let's just take a look here. Hey! I don't know if I've ever seen this. The most created unit for Jasuni were mangonels. I don't think I've ever seen that, where a mangonel was the most created unit. For the Mighty Space Fruit, it was 58 archers, up to crossbowmen, up to arbalesters. Let's take a look at the overall stats here. Yeah, I mean, triple, just about, double. Their society score was equal, but I mean the end score, that is about double and a half. I mean, that was... It for a while looked like it was close. But, yeah, as that continued on, that just turned into... I mean, no disrespect, but this just turned into a massacre toward the end. Jasuni says, on the other hand, comebacks are possible, and the opponents may be sometimes weaker than they look. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Mangonel's practically my only way back in. Yes. Yeah, I see that. I agree with you there. I have seen games that have tremendous comebacks, and I've seen some that get even and have a valiant attempt at a comeback, and where the player who almost won early wins late by the skin of their teeth. Would have needed some good shots and trades against his archer mass and mangonels. Yeah, he was able to, yeah, he was able to dodge those, and I don't know whether Jasuni's micro was not up to par, or if it was, if he was doing the right thing, and Mighty Space Fruit's Archer Micro was just really good. So, I don't know. Archer should not be able to micro down mangonels the same age, and it was not... Well, but keep in mind this. Those were mangonels. And I agree about the crossbowmen. Once the arbalesters came into effect and got thumb ring and chemistry, you can't really argue that. In my opinion. It was not that way in the Lag Fest, okay. Yeah, we take a look at the military score. Ultimately, the kill to death. Alright, take a look at these numbers. 45 kills for Mighty Space Fruit. Hold on. 45, yet Jasuni only lost 43. Of same age, yeah. Yeah, I'm just reiterating the fact that once they got upgraded, it was more, understandable that the arbalesters would just decimate the mangonels. Yeah. I'm not arguing with you on that, I'm just reiterating that statement. But yeah. So, what are the 2 kills that were not Jasuni's losses? And then 26, 21, friendly, oh, friendly fire, okay. That explains it, thank you. 21 kills to his 20 losses. And then there were 26. That might have been somewhat to the Bears. Race to Destruction 28-1. Yikes. No conversions, even though we did see a couple monks on the board. Sounds like he was using those to repair units. Good use of monks. Army highs 66 compared to 5. Total units 17 and 86 there. Eco. You can see here before Jasuni hit castle, he was starting to fall behind, and that was due to some of the feudal aggression. And then kind of around here was when his starting town center got cleared out. He rebuilt, so you do see a slow trickle upwards. But as Mighty Space Fruit seized basically Jasuni's starting base and seized more and more resources, he was able to just skyrocket ahead in resource collection and unit production there. Out-collecting Jasuni and everything there. Although Jasuni did get more relic gold, so he got a relic first. And both ever only got 1. Times were close here into feudal, 8-second difference. Jasuni beat Mighty Space Fruit by 3 minutes into castle. 38-minute Imperial time. Jasuni never made it to Imperial. High exploration for both. Research 9 and then 27 as Space Fruit expanded into a lot of different stuff into Imperial here. Villager count to Jasuni maxed out at 67 and 135. 140 was the maximum there. Or total built, maybe the current 134, so yeah, I guess that. At 8 p.m. Alright, I am going to switch screens. We are going to go back here. I'm going to step up real quick, get the second game loaded up, and I'm going to refill my water. Excuse me. I had a pizza for lunch, And I think that was around... it was while Tech was casting earlier today. And I've not had dinner, but I don't want to cook dinner. I'm not all that hungry, but I want something to snack on. And I'm out of cookies. But I think the next best thing I would say is, chocolate-covered pretzels. So maybe I'll have some of those after this. Alright, come on. Trying to get back in so I can load up game 2. Okay. We're back with game 2. This is on Yukon. Oh. I just hit something and I hope I didn't mess up, because the wrong window was tabbed when I hit the key to unpause the game. There we go. Alright, Jasuni right away getting Loom. Yeah, Yukon Gold Rush. Jasuni says, my home map, hadn't practiced it recently. Still have some maps I haven't played once even against the AI. So, this map, was made by Jasuni himself. So he's getting to play on a map he created, and I believe that is the only instance where that would happen. As I think I said this earlier, but I believe Jasuni's the only map maker who's also a player in Season 4. This is a beautiful map. Of course, Yukon Gold Rush, the Yukon River actually starts in British Columbia, in Canada, and then it runs through the Yukon Territory, also in Canada, and then it cuts into Alaska around the village of Eagle, runs up to a town called Fort Yukon, which lies on the Arctic Circle, and then tricks all the way down to the southwest of the state and empties out into, I believe, the Bering Sea. Curious to see how much TC idle time I'll have at the end of Dark Age. Well, we'll monitor that for you. So, the map, simple enough. Players are divided by a river. Hence the name, the Yukon Gold Rush. There is a ton of gold in the river, which are shallows. These are navigable, you can dock, you can build ships, and kind of the unique thing is players start with a mining camp on the water. And Jasuni's taking advantage of that. Or, I'm sorry, no, Mighty Space Fruit is taking advantage of that. Jasuni is not. He actually has built a dock and is taking those 3 starting villagers on the water, to fish. And then, of course, you start with your town center and you start with your 3 villagers, around your town center. This is a horse scout that you start with. And players start with a horse scout instead of an eagle, because the villagers that start on the water next to the mining camp are unprotected and would not be able to get to safety in a reasonable amount of time. So we take away the Eagle Scout on this map so that they can't be lamed so easily. Thanks for bringing that up, Tech. I was about to get to that, but you're a step ahead. Alright. Jasuni is in gray playing as the Chinese, and Mighty Space Fruit is playing as the Huns in blue down on this side of the map. Huns versus Chinese. Kind of an interesting matchup, and I'm not really sure how to evaluate who would have the stronger civ. They're both quite different. I believe the Chinese start with an extra villager, but you don't... You're down 50 food, I believe. I know the Huns. Oh, what is it with the Huns? I forget their bonus. They don't collect faster from herdables or huntables. That's the Mongols. remind me, because I'm actually not all that, even though they've been in the game forever, I'm not that familiar with the Huns. +3, -200 food, and -50 wood. Did that change, or am I thinking of somebody else where it's just one extra? Oh, Huns, no houses, -100 wood. Okay. Thanks. Maybe I was mixing that up with somebody else where you start down. Unless that changed, it was the Chinese that only had +1 villager and, like, -50 food. Unless maybe that got changed. I can't even remember. Huns are very aggressive, something I tend to be weak to. Yeah. That could be a bit of a problem, but here we have a fishing ship. Now Jasuni is mining gold on the river. And a hunter is under attack. Uh-oh. Is it? Oh, this is gonna be close. Nobody's died yet. Oh, the bear goes and this guy lives. Very nice. Well done. So that's a good bear lure. Yeah, Jasuni's at 51 seconds idle, and Mighty Space Fruit is at 1 second idle, so he's had a very efficient eco so far. Idle eco percentage, Jasuni's at 3%, and Mighty Space Fruit is below 1%. So again, Mighty Space Fruit is just a higher level player. I mean, he is a higher level player, and that's kind of amplified by the fact that Jasuni's getting 5% handicap. That really shows the skill difference between these two players. I mean, Jasuni's doing a great job of doing what he can. I mean, he had a valiant effort in the first game, and I mean, the second game is still so early. Who knows what's gonna happen here. Mighty Space Fruit has clicked up to Feudal. Jasuni setting some buildings up. Maybe he's trying to find a semi-wall, maybe a little bit of safety out over here. He's got some fishing ships. I do like that, although they're collecting shorefish, and fishing ships collect shorefish very slowly, and I don't think... In fact, I'm pretty sure there are not any regular fish, like, I'd say deep water fish, but there's deep water fish, like the swordfish, that have a ton of extra. There's no, like, regular fish. They're all shorefish. Here we have a dock now from... Oh, boy. Oh, I'm excited to see this. Mighty Space Fruit putting down a dock, and I clicked on the dock, and I see a demo raft. I think I have an idea of what's coming up here. Oh, man. No deep water fish in the river. Yep. Jasuni made the map, he would know, and I was correct. Oh, but take a look. Here comes the, So these gold piles make ship navigation a little bit tricky, but look at this. Oh, man. Oh, this is gonna be ugly. This is gonna be ugly. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh, man. Poor Jasuni. Oh, man. We used to see that often in Season 1 on Comet, I believe was the map. Although it may have happened a little bit on a couple other maps, but that was just comical. And it's been a while, but yeah, we see that happen here. But that was, I would say, a better take than most. I mean, you got 3 villagers and I believe a fishing ship. So yeah, that's 4 eco kills right there. Oh, man. Alright, Mighty Space Fruit has hit Castle. And Jasuni's clicked up, but he's got a little over a minute to go. High value demo, yes. Yeah, very high value. Saw it happen in game. Oh, I bet you are not too happy about that. I mean, you probably focused on stuff down there at the time. Now we've got a galley from Jasuni, but Mighty Space Fruit has archers. And archers are coming up to Jasuni's base, and there's a wood line, and he's also taking deer. And these villagers are dangerously exposed. There's a garrison. Oh, an archer goes down. A second archer goes down. A third archer goes down. But now we have, what are these? Cav archers. Oh. Might be a little bit tough to take down. I think Jasuni's gonna need some skirmishers. And is this another? Oh, it's a fishing ship. There's a galley. And yeah, Jasuni keeping this galley right here is actually keeping Mighty Space Fruit off of gold on the river. However, he has easy access, safe access to the pile of gold back here. So, I mean, there's really not any gold. No, that's not true. There is one over here. So players do start with gold around their base, and then there's just a few clumps kind of scattered about out in the neutral lands, but the river has the majority of the gold. But taking gold on the river isn't a necessity, it seems like, and actually neither player is taking gold on the river at the moment, and it seems like they don't want to because it's too high risk, given that players can just sail ships up and down the river. Now these cav archers are chipping away at the market, though. So there's a fair bit of activity over here. And cav archers come into the back over here. Jasuni's setting up a town center right there. That's very good. That's really good. Good access to the gold. Good access to the wood. And now these villagers all the way back here have some measure of safety in case they get attacked. We've got a monk. What is this guy doing? He's walking across the river. Is he taking some wood over here? Oh man, excuse me. Halfway through a second glass of water and I'm already kind of starting to lose my voice a little bit. It's been a while since I've done this. An option in the early game, taking gold on the river. Yep. And necessary if the game goes late. Yeah, because you'll run out of gold otherwise, unless you can get, like, unless you can get the relics or something like that. And then even if you were to get most of the relics, that's probably not enough to sustain high-level gold unit production. So yeah, definitely. These cav archers are just running around though, and they're keeping Jasuni garrisoned in the back. One goes down to the arrow fire. Able to ungarrison there. Oh, but we have the mangonel kind of chipping away at this this town center here. These villagers, he doesn't really seem to be going too much for him, as the cav archers are still focused on the market. Archery range. We have elite skirmishers coming up for Jasuni, and that's important. That's going to help him fend off these cav archers. I don't see any blacksmiths. Oh no, here's one. There's one for Jasuni. I knew that Mighty Space Fruit had one. Given that he's upgraded to Bodkin Arrow, so similar. Upgrading the attack, not taking any defense upgrades. I don't think he took any defense upgrades for the archers in the first game either. Yeah, that's a mass that's gonna basically take Jasuni off the back here. Or no, I think this was actually his starting. No, it couldn't have been. No, you know what? I think it was. I think this was his starting town center. This is the back one that came up. Oh, nope. Oh, did he get those out in time? I think he did. And Jasuni setting another town center up back here on stone. They're coming back. He's gonna have to garrison them quick. And he does. So the Cav Archers run away. Tech says Biscuits likes using mangonels versus Jasuni, or just in general. I don't know, but he uses them a lot. Yeah, so Jasuni says, yeah, that wasn't starting TC. Yeah. Yeah, because I remember you were taking the deer back here and they were dangerously exposed. But then you set the town center up, so that was the starting one. Oh, castle, this might get denied here. Oh, these are starting to melt. Yeah, Jasuni needs more skirmishers. Is this gonna go up? I don't know. It is! It looks like it is. Biscuits or Space Fruit's running away. Oh, but he's getting a ton of hill picks off over here. These are all toast. Jasuni's lost 16, 17... Yep, 17 eco units. And Mighty Space Fruit has lost none. That's costly. That castle goes up, but that's at a pretty high cost. And Jasuni has one military unit on the board. And the villagers are outnumbering Jasuni about almost 2 to 1. So we're looking at I hate to say it, but we might be looking at a similar situation as the first game, where Jasuni's kind of pushed back into a limited area to try to get back up on his feet. He does have a little bit more room to work with, though. And there's more trees, and I believe there... Oh, it's the starting horse. Okay. And I believe it's a little bit easier to get a measure of safety with the numerous tree grouping, or tree groups that are on the map. You can wall those off a little easier, I would say. This is still pretty tough to do. Yeah, there's the starting horse from Mighty Space Fruit. Excuse me. I'm gonna drink a little more water here. Oh, that town center goes down. Yikes. Well, Jasuni's got his back here. And did he run to set up somewhere? I hear bears, I hear wolves. There's Jasuni's horse scout. Oh, look at that castle right here coming up from Mighty Space Fruit. Oh. That could be a problem. That looks like Jasuni's taken everything he's got back here into the corner. There's the university. That archery range is gonna go down. Props to Jasuni for taking on this 1300 guy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, he's putting up a valiant effort, for sure. That castle goes up, though, and that's really gonna push Jasuni back into this corner of the map. He really can't come outward with the castle, and then just the sheer number of cav. How many is that? 29. Well, 27 here, and then these two up here. Oh, they're sneaking to the back. That's gonna be costly. Oh yeah, that's bad. There's a bear harvest, and they're all gonna get taken down back here. Or maybe not. Nope. Because we got Chukanus. Oh yes. Chukanus and some elite skirmishers to deal with the cav archers. Let's take a look importantly. Biscuits has gone up to Imperial. He's getting ballistics. He's getting padded archer armor. Now we see archer upgrade for defense. At the blacksmith. Bloodlines, scale barding armor. And Jasuni not getting any armor upgrades. And he has a blacksmith. I don't know, but I don't recall him building a blacksmith in the first game. And I know resources are quite tight. I mean, Jasuni's taken off gold. He has 34 in the bank, and no access to any at the moment. Heavy plow. Yeah. But, you know, you could at least... no, not fletching. Not fletching, because that does cost gold. But I was going to say, get the ones that cost food. At least to get yourself some, you know, little bit of a measure of upgrade. Now, Mighty Space Fruit hits Imperial, though. And... yeah, well, one got taken down before Jasuni garrisoned. Cav Archer does go down. Look at that, Town Patrol and Bracer. Masonry. Tarkan! Huh. And now we've got trebuchets to take the castle down, and I've got a feeling this is the beginning of the end. Oh, it's the end, because right there it calls it GG. Well played. Great sportsmanship from Jasuni. Yeah, really having his work cut out for him. So credit to him for that. Credit for him to taking him on. Credit for being a good sport at the end. Complimenting him for doing a good job. Mighty Space Fruit returning the courtesy. And yep, so it's a 0-2. So Mighty Space Fruit sweeps the set. So well done to him, getting points in the league. Jasuni didn't win any, but he fought valiantly. He put up a really good effort. And he did make it difficult a couple times for Mighty Space Fruit. So, best of luck to both of these players as they continue on in the league. Most created units. Let's take a look. Chukanu for Jasuni, 7 of them. Mighty Space Fruit putting 34 cav archers. When there's no way to deal with what you see on the field, it's time to resign. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and you just have no good answer for what you see. Yeah. And yeah, that's the right call there in that case, especially in the second game. I know we talked about the first game where you kind of let it play out a little bit, perhaps maybe to see how your opponent plays and what he goes for. But the second one definitely making the right call. And that Treb under a castle could not be dealt with. I agree. Your units just probably didn't have the range. Or if they did, they were in a dangerous position. And exposed. He did say something about not realizing he could dock until he saw my dock after the game. Oh, saying it after the game. But yeah. No. Yeah, you can build on the river. There's no reason that you couldn't. But yeah, he ended up putting a dock down. I don't think too long after you did. I don't think it was late. Because the demo ship. I want to say it was probably within the first 5 minutes. But I don't remember exactly. But yeah. Let's take a look at the statistics here real quick. Yeah, score-wise, similar situation. This one ended a little bit faster. I think Jasuni got off to a little bit better start, though. 26 kills, 13 losses. Jasuni had 10 kills, so there was either 3 that went down to friendly fire or a bear. 21 buildings razed, none lost. Actually, look at this. He did get 1 conversion this time. And there's your army counts. 52 max, 15 max for Jasuni. Eco, again, kind of a runaway, unfortunately for Jasuni. Huns are the one civ that cannot dock in the first minute because not enough wood. Yeah. Good point. Mighty Space Fruit did grab 2 of the relics, got a little bit of gold. Overall resource collection, again, much higher. And this was a big problem for Jasuni. He was able to collect 500 gold the entire match. Or, entire game, I should say. It was a villager converted, maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe there was 1. The others, excuse me, because there was... Yeah, there's a difference of 3, so one of them might have been a villager converted, and then the others could have gone down to friendly fire or a bear. What was I focused on? Yeah, only being able to take 500 gold. After Mighty Space Fruit went in and took out Jasuni's starting base and took access to gold far off. And also just took him off the river. So I think that really hurt and kind of just escalated Mighty Space Fruit's ability to pin Jasuni down and kind of deal the game-winning blow. So I did want to point that out. Otherwise, if you go back and look, it's high numbers, but of course Mighty Space Fruit just getting more. Technology-wise, Jasuni beat Space Fruit. That is a minute and 40 seconds into Feudal. But he was faster into Castle by just under a minute and a half, and a 35-minute Imperial time. Jasuni also only explored 50% of the map. I don't know if the horse just stopped and he never went and dealt with it, if he got busy with other stuff going on in-game. Mighty Space Fruit explored 99% of the map. And again, a higher research count. This is interesting. I want to point this out. Is it that the Huns only have access to 79 total technologies to research, as opposed to most civs are in the upper 80s to the 90s? And if you take a look society-wise, there's your villager maxes. Jasuni did make 2 fishing ships and then lost them. I know one of them got taken out in that demo blast. And I think the second one just must have went down to some other units. Whether they were cav archers running across, or could have been a galley or a fire ship. Didn't see it. Both players did get 1 castle on the board. And, alright, well, so there we go. Again, great job to Mighty Space Fruit. Credit to Jasuni. Hope you all enjoyed the set. This first set of Alchemy League Season 4. I'm going to try to do 1 more. Actually, 2 more, although one of them is only 1 game. So I do think I want to try to knock those 2 out tomorrow. So we'll see. I know I have to get to bed pretty early because I've got to work early Monday morning. Kind of getting a late start. Those of you that don't know, My town got hit pretty hard by the hurricane that just came through last week. I got very lucky and blessed to not have any substantial damage like a lot of people that I know. Power came back on fast. I did have to work 55 hours this past week, so there's that, but the overtime is nice. So, a little bit late start, kind of getting into casting for Season 4, but I am glad to have been able to make it. It's only Saturday, you mean you have to work early Sunday morning? No, I have to work early Monday morning. I'll be getting up at 4 in the morning, so I think I'm going to have pretty limited time to do some stuff tomorrow, but I do want to try to get the sets in at some point, probably mid-afternoon. I don't think they'll be in the evening. They'll probably be in the early afternoon or mid-afternoon, if I do get to them. So we're going to go back here. Let's get ready to wrap up the stream for you all here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed those two games by those two players. Really impressed with the maps. I will say this continually throughout my casts. I know Tech has pointed it out. I know Hydor pointed it out when he did some casts. These maps are what I believe to be the best maps so far for Alchemy League. And Zetnas did a fantastic job with Chandelar Lake. And Jasuni himself did a fantastic job with Yukon Gold Rush. So stay tuned for many more casts on the other 6 fantastic maps that we have. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to... Yep, and pleased I got to play my own map. Yeah, that's got to be rewarding. Yeah, you definitely deserve to be able to. You did a fantastic job with the map. Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to end the stream here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to catch you. Hopefully I'll be back on tomorrow. And until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya.